As you arrive in this quiet moment, let yourself feel the softness of the night around you, the gentle reminder that your day has already come to a close and there is nothing more you need to do. Nowhere more you need to be than right here resting, letting your breathing slow, noticing how the rhythm of each inhale and exhale creates a simple comfort, steady and kind. And as you allow your shoulders to drop, as you let your body sink into its place, you can imagine a safe and quiet path unfolding in the darkness, a path that does not demand anything of you, but instead offers calm images and easy spaces to rest. And along that path, the air is cool and still. And in the distance, you notice a village that appears only when the starlight shines, a village that is calm, simple, and entirely safe, waiting quietly in the soft glow of night. And as you picture this place, imagine cottages with gentle light in their windows, streets that welcome your steps without hurry, gardens that rest beneath the stars, and the soft sound of silence filling the space, so you feel supported, unhurried, and completely at ease, because everything in this space is steady, soft, and free of burden. And as you linger here at the edge of this starlit village, you can trust that everything is steady tonight. And with that assurance, you are safe to rest, safe to breathe, safe to drift quietly forward into sleep. Now, as you settle further into this gentle pace, imagine the village resting beneath a wide sky filled with stars, each point of light glimmering softly, not sharp or bright, but muted and kind, as if the night itself has wrapped them in a veil of calm. And in this quiet scene, the village comes into view, its rooftops pale under the moon, its windows touched by lamplight, its cobblestone paths resting without movement, as if time has slowed down just for this place, offering you the chance to linger without any demand. And as you picture yourself walking slowly along these streets, the air feels cool and refreshing, carrying with it the faint scent of night gardens, a mix of earth, leaves, and blossoms, settling for rest. And with every breath you take, you notice how natural it feels to release the day, to let the weight of all activity fall gently away, replaced by this slower rhythm, this softer soundscape, where only crickets and the quiet hush of night keep you company. And as you pass by cottages, you may notice light spilling gently from curtains, a soft glow that feels welcoming, not calling you in, but letting you know there is safety and comfort here, that all is well. And as you continue, you find that each step leads deeper into stillness, as though the very ground beneath you is encouraging you to relax, reminding you that rest is not something to chase, but something that naturally finds you when you allow space for it. And so, the village under starlight becomes not just a picture, but a place within your own quiet mind, a place you can revisit whenever you wish, where you know that everything is steady tonight. And perhaps you let that thought settle in you for a moment, noticing how the words themselves feel like a lantern set gently on your path, simple and steady, guiding without hurry, reminding you that here, in this calm vision, you are safe to linger, safe to release the day, and safe to drift toward sleep, as the village waits patiently, unchanged, glowing gently under the stars, carrying you deeper into peace. The village that appears only under starlight is a place where stillness lives, a place that welcomes you with streets that never rush, with cottages that glow softly, and with gardens that seem to breathe along with you. And here, in this village, the pace of time is unhurried, allowing you to wander as slowly as you wish, pausing at corners, resting near stone walls, noticing the textures of brick and wood in the dim light, feeling the cool air on your skin, the kind of coolness that invites blankets and deeper breaths, the kind of coolness that belongs only to the hours of night. And as you move in this gentle rhythm, the world around you feels steady, calm, and inviting, and everything is steady tonight. So let yourself picture again the soft paths that wind through the village, some narrow, lined with ivy that curls gently up the sides of cottages, some wider, edged with lantern posts where a soft glow pulls across the cobblestones, making faint shadows that sway lightly as the night breeze moves. And when you pause to notice those shadows, they do not bring mystery, but a sense of depth. A sense that the village breathes quietly, just as you do. And in that breath, you find comfort, a shared stillness that holds you, as though the entire place has agreed to rest together under the calm gaze of countless stars. Stars that are not far away and unreachable, but close in feeling, soft, surrounding you like scattered candles in the dark sky, steady and unwavering. And as you linger beneath them, you may imagine the sound of your footsteps softening, almost fading, as though the ground itself has taken on the same calm quality as the air. So each step is a murmur, each pause a moment of peace, and you can let yourself drift through these images like one might drift through a quiet dream, moving gently, noticing details without hurry, allowing your attention to circle back to the same familiar places, the same familiar lights, over and over again, because here, repetition brings safety, and safety brings rest. So, whether you notice the shape of a doorway, the curve of a garden gate, the faint glimmer of dew on stone, each detail invites your body to release tension. Each detail helps you lean further into calm, and each detail is always ready to welcome you again and again, without demand, without change. Simply present under the stars, simply steady, simply still. And as your mind wanders through this village again, you return to the same thought, the same phrase that rests like a lantern in the dark, reminding you gently, without urgency, that everything is steady tonight. And in the repetition of those words, you find yourself sinking deeper, as though those words themselves are soft ground beneath your feet, carrying you, supporting you, inviting you not to move forward, but to settle down, to pause, to close the inner door to the day and remain here in this quiet village, where each lamplight, each window, each stone waits patiently in the night, content to glow, content to rest, content to keep you company as you drift further and further into the softness of sleep. The cottages that line the streets offer a steady rhythm of calm, light, and shadow, each one different in its details, but similar in its comfort. And as you imagine passing them one by one, you may find that the repetition itself slows you down, as if each doorway, each step, and each garden is reminding you to pause again, to take another easy breath, to notice how still the night air feels against your skin. And in this way, the village becomes a circle of calm, a gentle cycle that you can repeat as often as you wish, each return familiar, each return soothing. And with each loop through this calm scene, you find that your body has released even more, your shoulders softer, your breathing slower, your mind easier. And once again, in this circle, you hear the gentle refrain, reminding you that everything is steady tonight. And the thought holds you like a blanket, light and soft, comforting and kind, as the stars continue their quiet glow above. And so the rhythm continues. A simple rhythm of walking, of noticing, of resting, each cycle returning you to the village that waits only under starlight, a place that never fades, never hurries, and always offers safety. And the longer you linger here, the more natural it feels to sink, to soften, to drift away, and to rest. And each time your mind circles back to the glow of a window, the stillness of the air, or the shimmer of stars, you are invited further into the gentle depth of sleep, guided not by urgency, but by the simple truth that everything is steady tonight, always steady, always calm, always waiting under the stars. And so you return again and again, each time finding new softness in familiar images, new calm in familiar paths, until the repetition itself becomes a lullaby, steady and soothing, leading you deeper, slower, gentler into rest. As the night continues, the village under starlight remains steady in its quiet presence, a place where every return brings deeper calm, where each new glance reveals details that soothe without effort. And so, you linger once more on the rooftops. Pale and still, their edges softened by moonlight, their shapes outlined by the gentle glow of stars. And in noticing these rooftops, you find comfort in the familiar repetition, a comfort that grows stronger the more often you return, for the rhythm of noticing and remembering becomes its own gentle cycle, easing your body further into stillness. And as you walk again along the cobblestone paths, you notice how the stones themselves seem smoother, as though time and silence have worn them soft. And as your footfalls echo lightly, that sound is not sharp or loud, but muted, blending into the night like a whisper, as if even sound here chooses to rest, and everything is steady tonight. And in that steadiness you continue, observing how lamplight drifts across doorways, how shadows move lightly when the air stirs, how curtains glow faintly with the warmth of homes at rest. And you may find yourself circling back to these same details again and again, each time with no hurry, each time with no demand, and each time discovering that calm deepens through repetition. The village itself invites you to notice, to pause, to wander slowly, and as you do, you find that explanations arise naturally, gentle clarifications that soften the image further. The rooftops are pale because the stars reflect upon them. The streets are calm because the night holds them in quiet. The windows glow because within, people rest in safety. And the gardens linger in silence because the plants themselves bow beneath the cool air. And all together, these pieces create the picture of a place that appears not for activity, but for peace. And in this peace, you are reminded once more that everything is steady tonight. Sometimes, clarity rests not in complexity, but in seeing the same truths from many angles. And so, here the same calm image is shaped by 5 simple pieces, each one steady: the rooftops under stars, the cobblestones beneath your feet, the lamplight that glows at the edges, the windows warm and steady, and the gardens breathing quietly under night air. And together, these 5 create the fullness of the village, not separate, but joined, weaving a whole that invites you to soften, to stay, to let go. And as you hold this image, you feel how the rhythm of these layers deepens your calm, as if each piece rests its hand gently upon your shoulder, reminding you of steadiness, reminding you of rest, and reminding you again that everything is steady tonight. Returning to the paths once more, you find new ways to see them. First, as a line of stones, then as a ribbon of soft light, then as a place where your steps leave no mark, then as a quiet flow that carries you gently forward, and finally as a resting place where motion itself is optional, where even pausing is part of the rhythm. And in these shifts of perspective, you notice how each return brings not confusion, but reassurance, for the village is constant, its appearance steady, and yet your mind is free to wander softly among its details, turning them over like smooth stones in your hand. And with each turn, calm deepens, the lamplight to offer cycles, glowing once as warmth, then again as guidance, then again as companionship, then as steady presence, then as the quiet reminder that you are never alone in rest. And through these gentle clarifications, the picture of the village grows richer, yet never more demanding, for every detail here holds only stillness, and every return offers you another chance to sink further into calm, until the repetition itself feels like a lull, like a steady hand rocking you gently, reminding you again and again that everything is steady tonight. And in this rhythm, you can stay as long as you wish, circling softly, breathing slowly, sinking deeper, carried by the endless quiet of the village under starlight. The night has grown deeper, and the village under starlight continues to glow with the same quiet rhythm, never hurried, never changing, only steady in its presence. And as you settle into this final part of the journey, let the familiar images return in softer ways, the rooftops pale and calm, the cobblestone paths resting without weight, the windows casting their gentle light, and the air cool against your skin. Each detail blending together until they are less separate things and more like a single blanket of calm laid gently across the whole village. And as you linger here, you may notice that the pace of your thoughts slows even more, each image stretching out longer, like ripples across a still pond, moving slowly, fading gently, until all that remains is quiet and everything is steady tonight. The repetition itself has become your companion, a gentle spiral that carries you inward, not outward, circling closer to the heart of rest. And with every return to these streets, these rooftops, these lamplights, the images grow softer, less precise, until they are felt more than seen, like the dim glow of stars when your eyes close, still present, still steady, holding you without needing detail, without needing clarity, only needing to be. And so you let them fade, not abruptly, but the way evening fades into night, one shade giving way to another, one breath easing into the next, each cycle more quiet, each pause more deep, until the village itself becomes less a place you visit and more a space you rest within, a gentle resting space in your mind, safe and still beneath the starlight. Everything is steady tonight, and the longer you rest with these words, the more you feel how true they are, not only in the image of the village, but in the space around you now, in the room where you lie, in the body that has carried you through the day, now ready to soften, now ready to release, now ready to close the door gently behind you and remain in stillness. And as the spiral completes, as the images soften into quiet glow, you can let them stay as long as you wish, waiting patiently in the background, always ready to return, but never demanding your attention. And in this soft distance, you feel yourself drifting, carried by the same rhythm that has guided you here, carried by the same quiet that holds the village, carried by the same truth that has repeated through the night, that everything is steady tonight. Once more you hear it, and once more you feel it. And now those words carry you even deeper as the edges of thought blur, as the images of cottages and gardens dissolve into starlight itself, as the rhythm of breath becomes the rhythm of sleep, steady, gentle, unbroken, until at last the words fall away, and all that remains is rest. Good night.